Taurus, I was meditating on your energy and I was feeling a little confused, lost, yearning for someone, and I was hearing that song by Stevie B, Spring Love. Look it up if you're not familiar, but it's Spring Love, Come Back to Me. I feel like you really want someone to come back, or you have somebody on your mind that you really do care about, really do love, or this could be your person, all right? So it could be flipped. And it's funny because I have new life, come to the edge, and mending for your overall energy. So I feel like, again, there's that stuck energy where it's like, do I want to start a new life, or do I want to mend something and take that leap of faith into the unknown? Either way that you choose, it's almost like you're going into the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen with either path. So it's like, go down path A, I don't know. Path B, I don't know. So it's probably why you're here watching tarot readings, right? All right, so you're kind of stuck between new life and mending the past. So let's see what your person's overall energy, Taurus's person's overall energy, what's going on? Time for a nap and never-ending story. Yep, there you go. So I feel like your person kind of, this could be a karmic cycle, which could be why you feel so tied to them or chained to them or bound, like a soulmate karmic, twin flame karmic, where there's a lesson here to be learned. But I feel like your person, it's like false starts, empty promises, false promises, and I do feel like this is a separation, time for a nap. I don't know if it would be a permanent break because it's just a nap. It's not, you know, it's just temporary. But I feel like there's something about a never-ending story going on here in cycles. Bottom of the deck, we have chaos and conflict and co-create. So I feel like there's a break between your beliefs, their beliefs, your wants and needs, their wants and needs, and coming together and having the same, like co-creating together, being on the same page, wanting the same things. There's a little bit of chaos and conflict wrapped around that. So, all right, let's get into it. Your person's current energies for Taurus. When I say your person's current energies, Taurus, this is a general reading. Keep in mind it can be flip-flopped and reversed. So it could be your energy as well, or flip-flopped, okay? All right, current energies for Taurus's person. Taurus's person, what's going on? Current energies, please. There's that Fool. Karma, judgment, scorpionic energy, Aries energy, reconciliation, and a new beginning. Yeah, your person has this on their mind. They really want this new beginning. They want you to take a leap of faith. They want to take a leap of faith. This is literally like what I'm saying with your overall energy right here. Like that new beginning, new life, leap of faith, the Fool, and mending could be that reconciliation here. So it's literally doubling up with your overall energy. So I feel like you both do want this, but you're not on the same page, or you don't see things the same way. All right, what else? Current energies, Taurus's person, current energies, what's going on? Yeah, there was a painful ending. Ten of Swords, a painful ending, a closing of a chapter. So you may feel like this is permanent. We'll get into it. It could be, it may not be, I don't know, but there was some kind of a painful ending here. But I feel like you both want some kind of new stable beginning. All right, King of Swords could be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, an air sign here. I feel like when this Ten of Swords happened, this painful ending, betrayal, lies, deceit, deception, manipulation, something like that, I feel like there was harsh words that were said, or very like blunt, bold, non-emotional communication that happened here. Someone could have called somebody out on some BS. All right, what else? What else? Three of Wands, waiting, Two of Cups. They're waiting for you, Taurus. They're waiting for you to come back. They want to reconcile this. Again, there's that soulmate bond, or that chain, like you're bound to each other. it's almost like even though you're apart, you still feel connected, or you communicate in the 5D or in your dream states, like your higher selves are communicating with each other. You guys might be like telepathically picking up on each other's like emotions, feeling each other, you know, that kind of a thing going on. But I feel like your person is waiting. That's why they are like just a nap. They feel like this is just temporary. They feel like there is a chance. They do want to reconcile this. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place in Taurus. If you've been following me for weeks, it's the same story. It's the never-ending story. All right, go back in my playlist and watch if you're resonating with this, because it's been the same energies. All right, let's see, blockages. Blockages. You're the only ones that I have this energy carrying on for so long without it changing. It's crazy. All right, let's see, blockages. The World and the Chariot Cancerian energy. For some of you, you live at a distance from this person, which could be why it was a little tough. For others of you, it's like you don't want to close a chapter. They don't want to close a chapter. They don't want to move forward. And again, it's like, here you are. Do I choose path A or path B? Which way do I move forward here? So there's that blockage of not knowing what to do or which way to go. All right, what else? Blockages for Taurus. Blockages. What's going on here? Queen of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So now we have the King and Queen of Swords. For some of you, you could have been married and now there's like divorce on the table for some of you. Or this was just like a really harsh breakup. You guys were both kind of harsh with your words towards each other. I feel like there was just a non-emotional detachment or coldness when it came to you guys communicating or talking, which made this painful ending happen. All right, I feel like it was more hurt. Like, so when I say non-emotional, I just mean it's actually over-emotional in a way where it's like you're just one-upping each other or pointing the fingers and just kind of like saying mean, hurtful stuff that you don't really mean, you know, during this time. So I'm kind of feeling like it was an over-emotional argument, but you guys were coming at each other like non-emotional. You know what I'm saying? All right, what else? Blockages, blockages. Taurus and their person. What else? Blockages. I do feel like this is a divine counterpart, though. There's a King and Queen here, and there's the Two of Cups. Doesn't mean you have to spend forever together, but there was a reason why you guys met and came together here. Page of Wands. There could be an age difference for some of you. For others of you, maybe that spark kind of died down, or that desire or that spark or that creative new idea or that spontaneity, adventurous side kind of shut down here between the two of you. All right, what else? For some of you, you might have like an orange cat as a pet or dog. Knight of Pentacles. All right, Virgo energy. Things could have moved. Double Virgo energy, the Hermit. Things could have moved a little either too fast or they didn't start on a stable foundation. So it was almost like, and like in that spring love song by Stevie B that I was saying before, it's like when you first met, it was like sparks were flying, sun was shining, like it was awesome, and then something changed. The season came to an end, right? So I feel like this is kind of like what that song is saying, like, I had to leave you, or, you know, there was a block in communication here, or ghosting, or something like that, where after these harsh words, this argument, this dispute, and it could have been ongoing, and I feel like it was ongoing, like you guys were trying, but it just never could, you guys could never be on the same vibration or in alignment, and you had to just cut off communication here. You had to pull your energy back from this person. All right, let's see. How do they truly feel about you? Seven of Swords. So either they see you taking your power back from pulling away, or they see that there was some sneaky behavior, lies, deceit, deception, something like that, just sneaky manipulative behavior. But keep in mind, you guys, this is how they see you or how they feel. It doesn't necessarily have to be the truth, but it's their truth, okay? Yeah, they could feel like you had options and that's why you had to leave them, but I don't feel like that is the truth. I feel like either there was a lot of confusion, which I do see, so they could see you confused, or they saw you having like other options which caused confusion here. But this Three of Pentacles, that is taking those ideas, thoughts, visions, dreams, all of that in the 5D and bringing it into the 3D, into reality, collaborating, being on the same page, working together as a team, having the same goals, all of that. And I feel like that's where that disconnect happened. All right. Maybe you saw things going a different way than they did, or something along those lines. But I feel like they do want to work with you. Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer predominant, the most emotional zodiac sign of them all. And we are also in a full moon in Cancer as well. So there could be a lot of emotions coming to the surface regarding this situation right now. There could have been jealousy, possessiveness, accusations, or they feel like you could have been like emotionally just blocked off. You could be dealing with a water sign. It doesn't have to be. All right. It could be any sign, you guys. There could have been some truth that came out. You could have had an aha moment, epiphany, something like that. And I feel like some kind of truth came out, and now there's sadness, loss, regret, remorse, sorrow. It's like, here's that Two of Cups, and here's the Two of Cups where three spilt over. You know, it's like they're not looking at the big picture of this. I feel like your person is a little bit tunnel visioned, but I feel like there is a truth that came out, and now there's feeling of sadness, loss, regret, remorse. Wow. Leo energy, the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Someone's holding back or holding on. I feel like you're holding back and they're holding on. I feel like that's what's going on here. Oh, there it is again. Two of Cups. All right, let's see. What's the potential outcome? Potential outcome. Keep in mind, Taurus, you have free will. So do they. So you could change your mind, and so can your person. I'm just telling you the energies that could potentially happen, and also use your own discernment. I'm not here to tell you what to do. All right. All right. Potential outcome for Taurus and their person. Potential outcome. The High Priestess. I feel like it's advice here. Follow your intuition. Scorpio, Pisces energy. It's also moving in silence or keeping things to yourself, or that deep knowing or understanding of what it is you have to do, and kind of just keeping that, you know, to yourself. So moving in silence. Five of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Page of Wands, feeling left out in the cold or abandoning, that carrying that burden, a need to put that burden down. There was definitely some heartbreak, pain. Could have been a third party, but it's not, I don't feel like that's the root cause of this. I don't feel like that was something that was happening. I feel like maybe that's an after fact or something like that. Someone may have gotten in the way of this. But I do feel like you may be moving in silence here, Taurus, and abandoning this and putting this burden down. It wanted to come out. This could have been too much. It was too much pain. So it's like, can this be mended, or do I just start a whole new chapter in my life? Do I go in a different direction? Five of Cups, Five of Cups. You're both feeling some kind of sadness, loss, regret, remorse. You're both feeling it like, I wish they could have done this different. I wish I could have done this different. Why couldn't this have worked out? Why couldn't we get on the same page? Why did this have to happen? Why? That never-ending story, you know? All right, what else? Potential outcome here for Taurus. Potential outcome. All right, Scorpionic energy, death, rebirth, an ending to bring a new beginning. Those wanted to come out. Let's see if they do. It was the Four of Wands and the Seven of Swords. What's this transformation? What is this for Taurus? What is this transformation? The Empress, there you are, Taurus. I feel like you're bossing up. I saw the Emperor a few seconds ago too, the Hanged One. You're changing your perspective. This is Pisces energy and your energy, Taurus, with the Empress. I feel like you're having a transformation right here. This pulling your energy back to gain some clarity is what's gonna like catapult this transformation forward. I feel like you're viewing your values, yourself, your worth, all of that. You're viewing yourself different. Like, you don't deserve this. You're better than this. You're worthy of real love. You're worthy of not getting hurt or having sneaky energy or manipulation. But what is this clarity? What is this? Hangman. What is this clarity? Look, I feel like you're done, Taurus. Like right now, you're kind of still weighing pros and cons, but ultimately, we have Five of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Eight of Cups, walking away, rejecting, turning your back, abandoning this situation. Why? Because you're going after victory and success. You might have a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius coming towards you, or this is just your energy, like really taking action, taking control, regaining confidence, regaining that drive, that spark, that adventurous, spontaneous side, really going after what you want. And I feel like you're putting a lot of focus on your work, career, finances right now, your own stability. You really want success and victory here. I feel like you're changing your perspective on how you, which is how you manifest too, by the way. I feel like you're really changing your view about yourself. Look at the Sun twice. Your happiness, Leo energy. We have Leo energy. Leo energy is very fierce. It's very action-oriented, go-getter, being in the spotlight, getting attention, confidence, feeling good, going after what you want, fulfilling your dreams. I feel like you're really on that path to happiness here. Not saying this won't come back together down the road, but I feel like right now you're walking away to find yourself again. But here's the other thing. Here it is again. So we have communication and then judgment, karma, scorpionic energy here. I feel like there could be communication between you and this person. This could be a reconciliation, but it could also be a wake-up call, that aha moment, an epiphany, making a really hard decision, making a judgment call. I feel like that's what you're doing because you just want to move to calmer waters. So you're definitely detaching and walking away right now, Taurus. You're making that decision. You're making that decision. There could be a water sign waiting for you, or you're waiting for a water sign. Scorpio, predominant, Cancer, Pisces. But I feel like you're making a decision. Your person is waiting to offer you this cup. But I don't know. Either way, I do see happiness for you, Taurus. There could be a lot of victory and success for you here. But it's getting some kind of clarity. I mean, this could come back around. This could be what that transformation is. But I feel like you're not going to put up with any crap anymore. Like, You're not going to let this person treat you the way they did or walk all over you or whatever was going on, fool you. All right, let's see, biggest obstacle for Taurus. What's the biggest obstacle for Taurus? Biggest obstacle. What do we got? Obstacles. Experiencing and schizophrenia. So I feel like you're going crazy inside your head right now. Like you have the devil and the angel and they're both telling you different things and you don't know which one to follow here. You're trying to remain balanced. You're trying to keep yourself held up here from this experience. I feel like this experience was definitely different. It was something that taught you a lesson or taught you about yourself. There could be a lot of guilt wrapped around this too. Leaving this person behind or just kind of feeling like you're being a little bit selfish by focusing just on yourself. But you got to release that and let that go, because you can't manifest love, the real love, the right love, until you love yourself. So I feel like let go of that guilt, that sadness, that sorrow. Easier said than done, I know, but understand what the lesson is here. All right. What other messages do we have for Taurus? What else? All right, Taurus, we have perception, red flags, delusion, perspective. See through your own false beliefs. That's that wake-up call. And that feeling like you don't deserve or you're not good enough for certain things in life here. Rise above. Drama, obstacles, pettiness. Find the strength to rise. Yeah, I feel like this person definitely caused some drama here for you. All right, what else? What else? Unawakened, unaware, 3D, ego, darkness. Your twin flame is not ready yet. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely like an immature energy to your person where they weren't fully, I don't know if it's something like a programming or a conditioning where they don't know how to give love, take love, receive love, that kind of a thing, which caused that unalignment thing going on here. And then stuck, block, third party, silence, barrier. Shift your focus to clear the energy. And soulmate. Yeah, this is a soulmate. Not all soulmates are meant to last forever. Some come in, teach you a lesson, and leave. Some are temporary, some are forever. There is a reason why you two cross paths, though, and that's why it's so hard to break away from this. All right, what other messages do we have for Taurus? What other messages? All right, heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. Yeah, so I feel like you have like new love, or you're searching for new love. You're searching for the one who's going to unlock your heart with their key, you know? All right, what else? What other messages for Taurus? Camera, reminiscing, keepsake. Perception, learn from the past, make new memories. So you could be going back on old memories, pictures, nostalgia, repeating events in your head, things like that. Your person, I feel, is too. Not enough. Frustrated in a relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. Yep. What would this person like to say to you if they could? Taurus, what would they like to say if they could? We were too different. That's why I'm with someone similar to me. All right, so someone could have moved on here or is going to. I feel like you are. I do feel like you are moving on from this. I mean, it showed you walking away and all that, so... All right, can you let go of the past and forgive me? Can you trust me again with your heart? So they want you back, but I feel like you're moving on. All right, that is what I have for you this week, Taurus.